Alrighty. Welcome, everybody, back to Cosmo Eternum. Sorry for the late session, but Cat decided to eat something it shouldn't and had to go to the vet for it. But we're back. Last session, you guys did quite a bit. In the early mornings, Valen, you helped get rid of some bodies that Caesar needed help getting rid of. You guys spent the morning eating, waking up, getting a little bit of breakfast in you. In that process, you were introduced to an individual by the name of Ark, a tall, armor-plated individual who had been sent from the Adventuring Guild to join your group in certain aid of helping you maintain your service with the Adventurers Guild. All of the purchasing and other benefits that you may gain from being recognized by the Adventurers Guild. You guys did quite a bit of exploring throughout the day, each individual dealing with their own goals and such. Eventually, Zara and Ark went to go visit with Dragar at the manor. After meeting with him, some exploration was done as to trying to find the location of this mask and Zara's body. While this was happening, Valen, you went to the town hall. You courted a message to your father, I believe, informing that you may need a airship in the time coming. A mode of transportation to help you out on your adventures, to limit the day's travel. While this was happening, Yerk, you spoke with Grand Witch Ophelia in the Amber Glass Witch's Tower. You informed her about Eternus, the soul bond between you and the new vassal of Eternus known as War, this mutated, corrupted Banshee Hawk. She informed you that she would have to talk to the Cardinal Board to see what needed to be done, as a soul bond between an individual and a vassal indicates the existence of you being a phylactery of sorts. Basically, as a next line in the vessel to be controlled if it were to be killed. Giving you the basics and upfront nature of possible execution, she told you she advised you to either find another way to break this soul bond or start getting your things in order for end of life. Following this, the group met up and retrieved a lead box from Daya in order to put this mask in. You arrived and spoke to Captain Zarla of the Adventurers Guild and informed her about the Cloven Courts and kind of what was going on around the city. Concerned about it, but not necessarily being able to talk about it in depth, she let you guys know that you may be able to meet an individual outside your tavern late at night to gather more information. During this, or concluding that, Valen, you began testing a new spell that you've been concocting. Doing some tests on material components, sigils, arcane equations, and such. Zara talked to Mother Islena about your condition and what to do about it. Following that, later in the night, as you all were drinking and getting ready for bed, Valen, you talked to Lieutenant Zarla outside the Emerald Gulf Tavern about the courts, as well as offering to pay a fee for her to use her contacts in the fort of Windmire to gain this teleportation box that you had been charged with gathering in exchange for Zara's body. Concluding this, you paid your fee and resided back into the tavern. Night befell you all, and that brings us to our current times. Each individual is in their room, settling down for the day. Before you all sleep, if there is anything you would like to do or any conversation you would like to have, now is the time to do it.
Yerk is gonna just be writing some letters.
Uh-oh. All right.
Ark will go to talk to Yerk.
All right. So as you approach the door, Yerk, get a knock on your door.
Who is it?
It's Ark.
Oh, come on in. It's open.
He'll go in.
You see
Mind you, he's
Yerk
still
writing
full-plated.
letters and relaxing for the day.
So, did not hear. How did it go with the church? Were you able to get the Greater Curse spell?
No, not exactly. But I was outside, then I got struck down by anguish of some kind. The remnants of me going into that pool. So, whatever divine natures happens to me now is just gonna hurt me even more.
Well, still unsure of what we could do next to help out.
We're running out of ideas, and the Cardinal Board will make the decision tomorrow.
Yes.
What to do with them. Me.
Yes.
And Yerk is saying this, we're kind of looking at you at the moment, just kind of making sure to write down stuff on letters.
Could Ark roll an arcane check to see if he knows more about the whole soulbound?
That would be more of a... I'll give you two. Either history or religion.
Sure, religion. Okay, I'll do a history. Okay. 15.
You haven't heard much about it. The most you can recall is in your times adventuring, most adventurers have a standard for kind of how they operate. Everyone typically takes a lot of advice from the same book, known as The Adventures of the Watchman. A very well-renowned written book by the Cardinal Board indicating the events of the Watchmen and their journey. You do recall a small recollection of the idea of soul binding or soul bonding, but in that it is more so referenced to a deity soul bond, whereas one acts as a patron to a adventure. So more of an agreement between a deity and said adventurer, typically clerics, paladins, things of that nature.
Yeah, my only knowledge is with the soul bounding is of that of clerics and the paladin type. And usually for those to be sort of disconnected is obviously disowning or breaking vows.
I'm not much familiar with most of these things, but I I honestly really don't know what else to do at this point. Besides wait for the Cardinal Board's decision, or maybe no. Never mind.
What?
Um it's nothing.
If you have an idea, it's better to speak it out loud than keep it to yourself.
If we get the mask that we're going to be going for, we could turn that mask in for Senrir, and then he can sever the bond. But that is last resort. I do not want to deal with Senrir at the moment.
Trying to remember correctly. Ark hasn't had. Yeah, he hasn't had anything to do with them yet. And he hasn't met Wilma yet.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So you don't know what they're talking about.
Yep. I don't know anything about what you're talking about, unfortunately, so I can't put in my own opinions. But if it's an option, it's an option. Better than death.
Yes, but if we do this, he will get one step closer to collect all these masks for these sins, and then sever the banish the gods.
That would be a problem.
It would be.
There are too many of friends and foes who have both utilized the healing properties of said gods and such, but it sounds like it sounds like it could be maybe a lesser of two evils things.
I don't know, Ark. I'm on a time limit as is, and I'm just trying to make peace with what I have right now.
As far as I understand it, Zara was the one that went with you, correct?
Yes?
Did she not mention grabbing the spell or asking her about it?
Said something about Azrael is gonna try helping, and I'm assuming whatever he tried doing didn't work, and Mother Zelina's really won't do anything due to divine law.
I guess there really is only one option then. To avoid death is to hand over this Azrael's guy the mask that he's needing.
It is an option, but I don't. I don't know, Ark. I just don't know how this is all going to turn out. If we're just going to help Fenrir with this idea and just one step closer to banishing the gods and all magic gone. I'm not magical in nature myself, but Valen is. He'll lose all his abilities that he were abusing.
Yeah.
And Zara, I don't know what would happen to Zara. She's not really alive in nature.
I do not know much about her. So, I do not know which position she's in, but the world
Have you ever,
constantly, the world is constantly changing. You know, maybe, maybe this whole Sinrir guy is just a process of that change. Would it suck losing magic and shit? Yeah, but that's just when people adjust to it.
yes, I want to at least know Valen's and Zara's opinion on this at this point. I don't want to do anything rash at this point.
Of course.
I want to live myself. Don't get me wrong, even though previous actions that you weren't here for, um, that I did, says otherwise. I'm.
There is another thought that just crossed my mind.
What is that?
For the Soulbound, the way that they are planned, that the as which ordained witch Ophelia has mentioned, is an option is to kill you, end your life. Correct?
Yes.
What if you were brought back? Technically, you had died, and the contract would therefore be null and void.
Possibly, but the last one I knew who kind of did that was Vanya. She was a previous party member.
But it seems like it is an option.
I don't know. I know when I was talking with Wilma. I don't think you know of Wilma, do you?
I do not know this person.
Wilma's an associate of Senrare. That if they do the severing this bond, there's a chance I could die permanently.
That is, if they do it.
Is
If
what
you'll,
do you think? I might still be permanently dead? No way to come back?
if you are killed naturally from an outside source killing you, then it would be to where, again, you'd be technically dead, and we'd be able to revive you without being attached to the Soulbound anymore because you had technically died. Does that make sense?
Yes, I I did died once back on my first death and was brought back by Eternus
But that was before you were Soulbound, correct?
before, yes.
So it could still be a possibility.
Willing to try other avenues too. That it wouldn't sound too bad, I assume.
Well, if everybody is still against the whole giving the mask to this Sinrir guy, then the next logical step would to be going through with being killed and being revived.
But what if Eternus brings me back?
And then those that
Turnus doesn't want me dead.
Well, then we better just hope that somebody is strong enough to be able to do the job then.
All right. Let me just finish these letters. It's more of a for possibility if something happens tomorrow. I'd like to have my words down in writing.
It's good to do, but there's at least another option.
Yes, this be good to bring up with the rest.
Yep. I will let you get back to it.
Thank you, Ark. And York just goes back to writing letters.
All right. Ark, are you talking to anybody else?
No.
Just gonna head to bed.
Yep.
All right. Valen, anything you wish to be doing?
Nothing specific tonight. My last thing for the day was speaking to the lieutenant.
Alrighty.
I'm just gonna head to bed.
All right. So you all begin to fall asleep. Valen. You find yourself in this meditative state. Because you don't really sleep, you more so meditate. You begin to get this uneasy feeling in the back of your mind. Not so much a physical feeling, but more of a arcane feeling. Like, you're in tune with magic. More so than most. It's almost as if you were feeling a magical presence. A big one. One that you hadn't been feeling the past few days. Like you've just peeked through the blinds of a safe to view its internals. This magical presence has been hiding itself. And for about 2 or 3 seconds, this overwhelming force rips through your body. As if a wave of air just hit you like a wall. Then it subsides. There is something very powerful that has just appeared. You don't know where, but this feeling sticks with you.
And you said I had an uneasy feeling about it. Would I be able to discern if it was not just powerful, but divine or demonic?
Roll a religion check.
Okay. 18.
18. Divine. Wrathful.
Okay.
Angry.
Oh.
Just for a split second, though.
Forgot about Michael.
Okay.
That's all you get. Other than that, the night proceeds peacefully. You eventually begin to wake up in the early morning. As the birds begin to chirp, the rain beginning to subside. Spring is here. The cloud cover seems to be less dense. More the sun is showing. It's a little warmer. You all begin to wake up. Begin your day. All of you, each at your own pace, begin making your way downstairs. Zara not arriving. You make your way down. Food is served. Louvain is up as well, cooking breakfast food. Some meats, cheeses, eggs, some toasted bread with churned butter. There is some fruit jams and jellies that are served. You guys see at each of the tables is a jar of honey as well. But you see each of the individuals begin making their way down. Your day has begun. The day is Saturday, March 4th, 075 post-transference.
Good morning, all. How are y'all doing?
Pretty well. You can kind of see on Valen's face that he's thinking about something through his meditations. You won't know his meditations, but that he's thinking about something.
Distracted almost.
Yeah, kind of like I don't know what it is, but it's something.
You all right, Valen? You look a little distracted.
Yeah. A lot on the mind currently, but I'm all right.
Anything you think would be worth sharing?
I don't know if there's much to tell currently, but as a high elf, we don't really sleep. We kind of just meditate, and it's about a 4-hour period to your 8 hours of sleep, and from being of my magical background, I noticed something that was strange. I've never felt before. It's almost like I broke through a plane that it's kind of hard to explain, but almost as if I saw something that I maybe shouldn't have, or felt something that I shouldn't have. Imagine kind of opening your eyes to a view of something that you were never meant to see, but somehow you did. That's kind of what happened to me last night. I don't know what, I don't know where, but I just know that there's some magical force that has made itself known here. And by here, I don't mean necessarily our location, but on this planet.
Oh, another thing to worry about, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm kind of concerned for you, Yerk, considering that this magical presence I felt didn't seem demonic. And considering that the Holy Grounds consider your blood demonic, it makes me concerned that it might be coming for you.
Oh, it is the next day. Do you think it's the Cardinal Board?
It was stronger than the Cardinal Board.
A god?
Maybe. But if I would have had to do my common sense, if it's stronger than the Cardinal Board, it would have to be something a lot bigger.
Zara mentioned something about Michael. Could that be it?
Possible.
Uh,
I didn't get that feeling super long. It wasn't something that I got to stand and watch. It was almost like a scent flowing through the air and quickly leaving. Just for a brief moment, I was able to pick up on it.
oh boy. All right. That's not good to hear right now.
Well, you said it
Yeah.
was passing by, so it might be safe to assume that it was just that pass by.
Let's hope so.
But there is another thought that I had about Yerk's current condition.
Let me go check with Zara real quick. She hasn't come down yet.
Okay.
Yerk goes up to Zara's door and knock.
Don't get an answer. You hear snoring from the inside.
Yerk knocks harder.
No response.
I'm assuming the door is locked.
Yep.
Oh, that isn't lovely. Zara, wake up! All right. Yerk's just gonna go back down. She is just quite asleep at the moment, looks like.
It'd probably be best to let her rest then.
Yeah. That's fine.
But
Alright.
I will still share my idea with you at least, Valen.
Okay.
So, as far as we understand it, he is soulbound. Now,
Right.
I imagine the terms of the contract are still the same from whenever he was first bounded.
Bonded.
Bounded.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be safe to assume that if he is killed, the contract would end, correct?
In theory, but at the same time, if you haven't already heard, Yurkus tried to kill himself already, and it was nearly impossible for him to achieve that goal.
What do you mean? I did not try to kill myself. What are you talking about?
As continuing on, the Cardinal Board is the next that is going to attempt to take his life, correct? So, if they are able to do so, we would be able to revive him, and he would be free of this bond.
So, do you have reviving capabilities?
I do not, but I imagine the church does.
The church has prevented him from being there.
That is because of what he is now. If he is killed, he is no longer this infernal that they call. He is just another person that is in needing of revival.
That's theoretically speaking okay, but also what if he's still dead with demonic arcane magic within him?
As far as we understand it, the bonding is what is giving off this infernal nature, right?
I'm not sure if it's the bond itself or something more powerful than that.
Before what's happened with that Banshee Hawk, I was alright to be going into the church. After what happened with the Banshee Hawk, I've become this abyssal in nature.
So it could still be a possibility that he is revived with his normal soul to be back to himself.
The members of the church will not leave the grounds. They're bounded to the church. They won't leave.
That doesn't mean that there's not any scrolls that we can purchase or credit to purchase to be able to use.
I like the plan. I think we also need a plan B for it, though. Just in case.
As far as I understand it, the only other option was to give this mask to a Sinrir.
Correct. Which we should hopefully have this morning.
I was hoping Nazar to be away because he seems rarely conversation. Loves talking with Dragar.
Yeah, I'm sure she does.
And I
But-
preferably do not want to talk with Dragar because I feel like I would probably shoot them.
Yeah, I've got a similar vibe from that.
I've
I-
only met him once, and he's very knowledgeable. He's able to collect knowledge very well, so he already knows about my situations and such. But if he wasn't as pushy as he is, he'd be more hospitable.
Well, Dragar kind of owns the city. So, he owns everything and everybody in it.
Great.
So, if we know about it, it's likely that he knows about it too. That's why he's so knowledgeable. That's why he's so powerful. That's why he is the way he is.
Gets what he wants.
And
Yeah.
already his before it's his.
Yep.
But I do have to go hopefully collect what was at Fort Windmire, and I don't want to say it too loud here, but I'll leave it at that.
You
I
remember where
understand.
you
Where the
were
crowd gets.
picking it up from?
I know it was like at a. My memory serves me well. It was at like a mountain, or not a mountain, like in the city, by a rock, by a well, or something like that, or like a fountain. Let's see. I think I have it in my notes.
Notes. Wow. Get to know today he's actually taking notes.
The three
Bro,
people
I have
who
notes for every
the,
session.
The three people who actually write notes.
I write notes; they're just shit notes.
Fair enough.
Let me see. I just gotta find if it was last session or not. I think it was last session that I did it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been a sec.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I guess I don't have it in my notes. That's unfortunate. But I do remember it was in the city.
I mean, can you technically use the knowledge set of your character?
Oh yeah, leave it to fate to figure out what he needs to remember.
Well,
That's that
no, I
important
technically
thing.
have. I technically have keen mind, so. But
A good cheat.
I know, right?
Sorry, I was grabbing
Oh
my
gosh.
liquor and snacks real quick.
Ooh.
Um,
I
Yeah,
don't
what-
remember the exact location of it.
roll a
like, by
history check
name.
with advantage.
Okay.
What liquor? You said
Ooh, first roll was a 27.
Oh, yeah, that's came in jack. Bottle
Natural
better.
20.
Natural
Natural
20.
20 plus 7. Yeah.
Town hall, town square, the central well. There'll be a loose rock that has a like an empty space behind it. You'll just remove that.
Okay. So, York, it's at the town hall where I need to go. At a central location there. But again, I don't want to say too
No.
much for kind of in public.
No, I understand. I still feel like Drager has his ways to know things, and I prefer not to talk too much about it either.
Mm-hmm.
Yerk just kind of looks around right now to see if anyone's listening.
Roll a perception check.
Right, let's see. Uh, 21.
Ooh.
Let's see. Not that you can see.
Still don't see anyone. Listen in.
But,
We should still be
Don't worry.
vigilant about it.
mm-hmm. But let's just not be so obvious.
Well, do you need someone to go with you? I don't mind going with someone for now.
Sure, I think actually all of us going would be pretty good. That way, if I can have eyes there while we go and obtain said thing.
Yes, I would be fine with that. How about you, Orc?
That is fine. I have not had anything else planned to do.
Right, and I hope Zara wakes up eventually because I don't really want to go to this table without her.
I
That's
do
right.
too.
Just make sure. just make sure Luavon ensure she's okay, and if she does come down, we'll kind of let her know where to meet us.
Oh, yes. Well, let's start to making our way. Lead
Let's
on.
go. Yep.
Alrighty. So you guys begin making your way towards the central part of town. The town square where most of the trade and commerce happen. You guys walk through, takes you about 45 minutes, and you eventually make your way to the town square. You hear the hustle and bustle of the city life. Merchants, traders, general commerce, labor. You see construction workers carrying lumber, stone. You see some newer constructions, buildings, and such. There is a massive crowd of carts and different stalls selling everything from worn leathers to homemade weaponry, fruits, vegetables, meats, pretty much anything you could imagine you could find within this sort of bazaar. You see the massive white marble building that is the town hall, the large steps leading up to the entrance. You look in the very center of the city, a massive fountain. You see it is almost a well built into the ground, full of water, very intricate, almost stone pipe networks. You see a very intricate carving in the center of the fountain. You see a very tall half-dragon individual. Very nice plate armor. This is all carved in statue, by the way. A large sword in hand. Some of you would recognize this as King Silviar Fendril, the sole ruler of the country of Tullarus. You see the well people, or fountain slash well. It's a very deep fountain, if that makes sense. Like, well in the ground comes up, and then there's a fountain built on top of the well. You see people coming up with buckets and other devices to hold water, filling up their canteens for the day. But you see a massive crowd of people just within this small area, probably around 2,800 people.
Jeez.
It is the beginning of the day, and everyone's trying to get ahead.
Well, we gotta get in there somehow without causing a big ol' eyes on us.
Yes.
It'd also be a good idea to spot out this spot before doing anything, and maybe think of a better time to come by.
Yeah, that's also a good point. It's my only concern here is that it's easily accessible if somebody plays around here at this fountain. So
I could try getting on top of building to get an eyes view a bit.
yeah, that'll work.
Either way, let us begin the search.
Yerk finds an accessible way to get on top of a building.
You see some construction zones where people aren't necessarily actively working. You can roll a stealth check if you're trying to curl up.
Oh boy, let's try that. All right, yeah, I'll go for it.
All right.
$17.
Easily enough. There's a lot of people distracted by everything else. You kind of slip around the back, climb a ladder, and I'd say you're about 40 or so feet off the ground. What are you looking for?
Keep an eye on the party and any interesting activities, I guess.
Roll a perception check.
8.
A lot of fucking people.
Fucking hey. I'm good at perception, I swear.
I can
I
tell.
swear.
Your bird vision.
Ark's with Valen, looking with him. This item that we were looking for, this mask, is it magical by nature?
Well, what we're obtaining right now is the chest for the teleportation device.
Oh.
The mask we have to go obtain. So, and it's supposed to be, I'm going to try to say this real quiet, is in the fountain on a loose rock.
Is this object magical in nature?
Most likely, yes. We saw it near the Crystal Cage market originally with similar traits to it.
No, this will make it a little bit more easier then. You see him kind of put his hands together, rubs them a bit, and then kind of webs them out as he casts Detect Magic.
The whole courtyard lights up like a Christmas tree.
God damn it!
God. Dang.
As you are in the
Man,
trade
that's
center of the city,
That's a lot of
you
magic
see
people.
adventurers with various magical implements, people selling them on carts. Go ahead, roll a perception check. Actually, this would be investigation.
2.
A lot of magic.
Yep.
It's like almost
Nope.
blinding. You're like, oh god.
Yeah.
Magic.
He turns it off as fast as he can. Did not help.
Blinded.
Well, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna go to the little fountain and try to make my way in there and sit on the side of it and just kind of, feel around.
Totally nonchalant, relaxed, all like.
Yeah, just like if we just journeyed for 10 miles.
Yeah, Ark will kind of walk around like he's admiring the place. He is technically new here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Roll a deception check.
Me or?
Both of you.
Oh,
To be nonchalant, totally not doing something suspicious like.
I mean, technically, like I said, Ark is new here, so he could easily pass off for, oh, this is interesting.
I'd say Ark, you can roll with advantage then.
Okay.
Ah.
I see what you're trying to do, Western.
I got an 11.
Okay. First roll was a 9. Second roll is a 22.
Not bad.
Eric's just chilling on a rooftop.
Poorly observing.
Poorly ups.
hmm
I don't get to do this often.
So, Ark, you're more actually kind of intrigued. It's been a while since you've been in a big city like this, so you're kind of taking it all in, actually, like, genuinely observing and just taking in the view. Valen, you're a little less patient. You're trying to, like, nonchalantly feel around the stones on the fountain, but you're, like, having to, like, consistently look down, like, did I already grab that one? That one? No. But I'd say just go ahead, roll an investigation check.
Okay.
Both of us are.
Just Valen.
23.
You are running your hand kind of along the side of the circular stone wall, and your fingers finally purchase on a stone. It feels a little looser than the other ones around it, almost as if it had been recently removed.
Okay. I kind of try to make eye contact with Yerk on on the roof.
You
Just
see
like,
he is.
hey, like I found it.
You see he has lost you.
Great. All right. So is Ark right by me?
Yeah.
Like can see me. All right. Then I'll look at Ark and be like, kind of give him the, I found it. Look.
How tall is your Ark actually?
Ark is 7 foot.
Is he tall enough for me to actually pick him out of the crowd?
He would
Most
be easily picked out mainly because of his height and his armor.
armor, yes, but most half dragons are around the 6.5 to 7 foot area.
All right.
You can roll another perception check.
Yes.
Please help me.
Please.
Ark will go up to Valen and kind of use his
19.
You make eye contact with Valen.
but he'll kind of use his body to kind of like block the perception of everybody else of like what Valen is doing with his kind of like his massive cloak that's billowing
Alright.
behind him.
And look, right when he does that, I'm gonna go and pull the brick out.
Roll a strength check.
Strength. What's my strength at? Let's see. All right. 16.
Requires a little bit of prying. It seems they kind of makeshift some like cement mix to try to make it seem a little less obvious that stone's loose. But you're able to slide it out. And you kind of look down into the wall, and subset in, you see the stone that you pulled out is hollow on the back side and on the inside. And you see a box about yay big and about yay wide. A solid black box. You see intricate runes laid in platinum in the almost dark steel container. You see on each side there is what looks to be an arcane core implement protruding from each side, except the bottom, which is flat. You also see on the front that there is a keyhole.
Okay.
You would recognize this keyhole as an arcane lock, a magically implemented lock. You could most likely presume that this requires a key to use.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and tuck that box away. And then kind of stand back up and pat Ark like we're good to go. And view Yerk up in the scaffolding or building or whatever, and be like, all right, we're leaving.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
About this time, you hear, "Hey, what are you doing up there?"
Admiring the view.
Please get down. That is an active construction zone. We cannot have you up there.
Okay, I am coming down. Don't worry. And
Now,
Eric proceeds to
please.
come down. I am coming down.
You see the two Dragon's Guard are standing there with their lances just eyeing you as you're walking away.
You've heard all
There's
kind
just
of
two-
places.
As you're walking
just-
away in Tolarusian, you hear them say, "Fucking vagrants."
Damn.
All right.
Suka bliet.
All right. That's fun.
But you eventually
All right.
meet back up with Valen and Ark.
Hey, I lost you guys for a sec, and then I was able to point out Ark for a bit.
Yeah, he's hard to miss. He's all shiny. Well, let's. I'm gonna head back to the tavern. I don't know if you guys want to come with me, and I think a good place to keep this is in that nice little lead box that we recently obtained.
Sound good?
That is fine. I got nothing else to do at this moment. Just waiting for something to
Alright.
happen.
Yeah, well, what you can do is stay here in the town hall if you want and yell, "Cardinal Board, I'm here!"
Yes, I will gladly let them know of my position so they could whisk me away to get executed.
Well, isn't that kind of the point for today?
No, I will go with you. Let's go.
Okay, perfect. Let's go.
All right. You eventually make your way back through the town and arrive back in the tavern. Luvan is there. She sees you walk in. Back in so soon?
Yeah, we forgot something.
Oh. Well, let me know if I can get you anything.
All right. I'm gonna go and where did we put the box? I don't remember.
Yeah, it's in the room.
Mine or
I believe you had it, yeah.
okay. Then I'll go back up to my room and put the box in the lead box.
Alrighty. You place it in there, nice and quiet.
Down.
You have the locked teleportation box.
Yeah. All right, guys. So this box that we had is locked magically. So there's two ways to get this. One was with the key, and the one is with a spell to unlock it. If I'm not mistaken, right? DM for that. There's a spell to unlock an arcane lock.
Possibility.
Yes.
Depends on the level
okay.
of lock.
Okay. So, yeah, I think so. We got that done out of the way. Now we need to come up with our plan B. So if Yerk, happens to not make it today, we have a second means of bringing him back to life. But I'm actually really interested to see if Eternus will allow that to happen.
It will be interesting to find out.
You will keep me alive as long as war is alive.
That's what I'm saying. But, the Cardinal Board, if they all come for you, that's a whole lot of magical capabilities. So,
I don't know. This is all just confusing me at this point. What's possible and not possible.
all right. Well, I think we need to go to a magic shop then.
Back to Dios.
Yep, I think so. Don't make a fool out of yourself.
I am not gonna leave your guys' sight for now. It seems like if I leave your guys' sight, I end up in trouble.
That's a
All right.
Wait, are you carrying the lead box?
no. It's in my room.
Okay. I was about to say.
Heavy. Like carrying it around.
You weak.
Mm-hmm.
How you liking the sunset? uh,
Flashback.
There we go. So you eventually make your way back to the Fading Veil Alchemical Supply Shop. You arrive into the very much, again, disarray magic shop. You see the pale blue-skinned tiefling working in the um, shelves, working around the shelves of the shop.
Taya, let me help you clean up a bit again.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I am not really the most organized.
It's all right.
Um,
Derek just proceeds to help clean up a bit.
All right. Is there something I can help you with while you're here?
Yes. We are looking for a spell to counter a arcane lock.
What kind of lock is it?
It's arcane lock, magically locked, basically. It's a one we found in a dungeon, and we currently do not have the means to have it unlocked.
Oh, of course. Well, I do have some knock spell scrolls that I have for my own personal use, you know, for getting keys and locking oneself outside.
I hate when that happens.
The knock spell is used for most rudimentary arcane locks. Depending on the level in which it was casted, it may require more potent magics. All I have right now are simple leveled ones, house locks and such. I'd be willing to sell you one to try.
As far as I understand, isn't the knock spell supposed to suppress the knock spell for just 10 minutes, no matter the scaling it was used?
That is dependent. There are multiple factors that can play. The way the knock spell works is, especially when it comes to arcane locks require a certain level of magic to be constantly produced to keep the lock magically protected. The more magic that is being produced for that spell, the more difficult it is for the knock spell to work. Basically, what it does is the knock spell scrambles the weave of magic being directed towards the lock spell. Think of it this way: if you had a kid throwing a carnival ball at you, if it was just one ball, it would be easy to smack away, yes? Now imagine a group of 20, 30, 40 people all throwing balls at you. It's going to be a lot harder to block all of them.
Okay.
So, up to a certain point, yes, a simple knock spell will work, but it depends on what kind of artifact is it. Do you have it with you?
We do not. It's not a artifact, it's specifically a dungeon door that we are trying to explore.
I thought you said it was a magical item you found in a dungeon.
I never said item. It was just that it was a dungeon area that we were exploring.
Oh, I mean, I could sell one to you, and you could always try it out.
For the, like you mentioned, it depends on how much power is supporting the arcane lock.
Yes.
With this being a older type of lock casting spell that's still been persistent even now, do you think it might require more than one?
More than one possible. Or a single use of it at a higher level.
Okay. How much would it be for the higher level one?
I would have to custom make the higher level one. All I have is the bare minimum. I believe it's the first level.
Okay. Again, how much would it be for the
Yes, basic first level that will run around 50 gold pieces.
Is that before or after the adventures discount? If you do it here,
Yes, I do. Do you have your adventures
I do, yes.
identification, if you wouldn't mind?
I do, yes. He'll show it to her.
She kind of looks it over. In that case, it would be 25 gold.
All right, then we will do that. And he will hand over the 25 gold.
All right. She hands you a single Nox spell scroll.
That's the higher up one.
Oh, you want the higher up one?
Yes.
Oh.
That's what he's been talking about.
Okay, sorry. Backtrack a bit. What level were you wishing for it to be? It will take me some time to custom make it, probably an hour or so.
How about for how old this lock is and how old this dungeon is, I would probably have to be safe and say like a third level one should be sufficient.
I could get that done in about 30 minutes. Alright.
What would be the price on it?
Price for that, typically for third level, it would be triple, so 150. So split that, it would be 75 gold pieces.
That is doable. We will do that.
Alrighty. If you wouldn't mind giving me some time, I will go back and try to transcribe a higher level Nox spell. It may take me some time. I am an alchemist, not a mage.
Would it be easier for you to for us to go somewhere else than to have it done?
I would like the business.
Okay. I didn't want to, put something on your plate that is
No, I
hard
can
for you
I
to
can
do.
I can do it. It just takes me some time. I'm more of a
That is fine.
perfectionist.
This gives time for us to just clean up your shop a bit.
If you're offering the help.
Yes, we'll be fine with that.
All right. She heads back past her bead curtain and begins working. You all are left alone in the shop.
I can just proceed to go through the shelves to just organize a bit.
We may have wanted to go to the Grim Rose now that I think about it.
Better have a perfectionist do it than somebody who does it for a mundane job.
That's fair.
All right, everybody go ahead and roll a performance check. We'll call it.
That's just Ark is nice, but he's gonna let Yerk do that because Yerk's not feeling himself.
All right.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on helping clean either. To be
right.
honest.
All right, y'all just sitting there watching your clean. Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty much. Ark's just kind of like browsing for the 30 minutes.
9.
It looks the exact same.
Well, better the exact same than.
Any of you want to help?
Well,
Come on, Valen.
sure, I'll help.
Roll a performance.
You two have better knowledge with better understanding with her. I have just met her.
Yeah. 16.
Better than Yerk.
Yeah, I hope so.
But you spend some time cleaning and just kind of hanging around. Eventually, Daya comes out. All right, here you go. A 1/3 level
you.
Nox spell. I do hope it works. Let me know if it doesn't, and I may be able to help brainstorm some other ideas.
We will let you know. Thank you.
And
Daya, by chance, do you have anything for, like, reviving somebody already ready to go?
I do not have any revival spells, or revivify spells as they're called. Those are typically sanctioned by the church.
Okay, just checking.
Yes, that's more so a cleric type of ordeal.
Yeah, for sure. But you're pretty creative, so I figured I would ask you.
Thank you for asking, but that is much past my area of expertise.
Sounds good. Well, thank you. I think that's all we need.
You're welcome. I hope to see you back again sometime soon.
Yes,
All right.
see you later, Dia.
Of course. Alrighty. You guys leave the stow.
How about we go ahead and make a trip to the church for the see how much it is for a revival school.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, the Celestial Grove. I know there's another church too, but I haven't been to that one.
Ark, I'm gonna stand outside with Yerk because Yerk's not allowed. So.
That's fine.
Unless, as long as you don't try anything that involves me getting hurt.
Yeah, just don't pray. Just don't pray while you're in.
All right. Who was the head lady here again?
Mother is Lena.
Mother is Lena. Thank you. And he will head in.
Alrighty. You head into the church. Immediately, you are welcomed by some of the priestesses. Welcome to the Celestial Grove. Is there something particular we can help you with? Are you here for the prayer service, to commune in our shrine chamber, or more for the bathhouse?
Thank you for the offer, but I'm actually looking for Mother Eslina.
Yes, she is currently giving a sermon. What is it that you are needing to talk to her about? One of us may be able to help.
Two things. A revival scroll. How much would it be? And
A revival scroll will be about 500 gold pieces.
what about with the adventurer's discount?
Unfortunately, the church does not recognize the adventurers'
okay.
discounts, as we are a more divine organization.
Okay. Now, what about a emergency greater curse removal?
Those are typically performed by Mother Islena herself. Assuming that she gains the well wishes from the patrons of this church, the Divine Council. A greater remove curse is something that typically has to be sanctioned by the gods to be allowed. As if anyone was willing to purchase it, it would circumvent certain curses placed upon people for discretion against the Celestial Council.
To purchase it? Why? Could you elaborate on that better?
Certain people have committed crimes worthy of divine judgment. Typically, those people are cursed, per se, by the Divine Council as punishment. If someone was wishing to absolve themselves of that curse, a high priestess of a church would have to convene with the Divine Council, or a representative from the Divine Council, to allow the Greater Remove curse to be performed. Otherwise, it would undermine the divine authority of the gods.
Of course. We are not certain if this is a curse upon our party member via the gods or from somebody else besides the gods. Is there a way to know better?
May I ask who your compatriot is?
We actually have two. You probably already know one of them as Yerk, who's been here.
Yes. That one it has been expressly denied.
What is the reason for being denied?
The certain curse that was placed upon Yerk is that of an abyssal nature. Curses such as his that have an abyssal nature would put our High Priestess at risk for casting this spell. At the level that they have identified that your friend is cursed with, there is about a 50-50 chance that they would both die. There is about a 25% chance that the affected one would live, or would... There's a 50-50 whether they both die. If your friend dies, that would leave a 75% chance up to the priestess.
Of
For
course.
both of them to live through the process, it would only be about a 5% chance. What he
What
has
about
is a greater abyssal curse. One of the far more volatile curses that can be placed on an individual. And because the risk it places on her, the Divine Council has denied it, as she
That
is
makes
one
sense.
of their highest priestesses.
that makes sense? This is not knowledge I have gotten, so I'm sorry if this is a repeat for you.
It is more than okay to ask.
Um, we know that the source of the curse is the soul bonding. As we understand, it's under a contract. If he is killed but revived, would the curse still persist, or would it be terminated because of the contract?
Unfortunately, with soul bonding, without a greater remove curse, if he were to die, that would simply be a death of his vessel, not a death of his soul. So the contract would still, or the bond would still maintain. If you think of the terminology soul bond, it is not a vessel bond like most curses. It is directly tied to his soul. Without a greater remove curse, his soul would need to be destroyed to break that side of the bond. So you can see why it is dangerous for us.
Yes.
Because if that bond is broken, it will attempt to find the nearest vessel or the next soul to bind itself to. Because it has such an outflow of power, it would put us at risk as well as Yerk.
Of course.
So I know it is harsh. We forbade him from entering our grounds, but we cannot put our people at risk.
Of course. It's a risk thing that you do not wish to take, and it's understandable. We are still trying to come up with other ways to help him, but we've come up with roadblocks so far.
Of course.
But thank you for that. The other patron is me.
What kind of curse is it that you hold?
As I understand it, is a fey curse.
She kind of waves her hand. I see. What you have is what is known as a transmogrifying curse. Transmography being that of a molecular shift in your body. From what I can see, you are less than whole in your body. This specific curse, in order to break it, because we cannot create new material, would require the rest of what was taken. We would need your body. With curses like this, pieces of your flesh, organs, and such are left over. If you were able to recollect those, then that, along with a greater remove curse, would break the spell.
I see.
But it is more than able to do.
Okay.
And if it is fey-bound, there would be more leniency, as the fey gods tend to disagree with the Celestial Council quite frequently. So you would have a higher chance of being allotted the permission.
Right. All right. Well, thank you for the knowledge. It is very helpful.
And if you wouldn't mind passing our well wishes to Yerk.
Of course.
I hope that he
Thank you.
understands that it is not of our own personal opinion that he not be allotted in the church. It is for the safety of our brothers and sisters that he
Of course.
remain vacant.
Of course. I'll make sure to pass everything I have found out to him.
All right. Well, I thank you very much, and I hope the information I have given you is more than useful.
Very much so. Thank you. Is there like a donation thing?
There is a
nearby?
tithes offering. Yeah.
He'll put like 3 gold in it to offer.
Thank you very much.
And he's doing it as he leaves.
Gotcha. All right. You begin walking back outside. You see Valen, and you're standing there, just sitting on a bench just outside the church.
Well, how'd it go?
Not good. It is not that they do not wish to help Yerk. It is that they are protecting life. Apparently, this curse that you have been afflicted with is an abyssal curse. It is very powerful, but the percentages of both you and the caster surviving was only 5%. So it is understandable that they would prefer the lives of everybody in the church, including the mistress, over yours.
Understandable.
But they do.
How much of a church, if you ask me?
But they do still wish for you to be freed of this curse. They do still care about you.
I knew that they were just trying to protect their own.
You are their
It's-
own. You've been here before you were cursed.
If it wasn't an abyssal curse, I imagine it would have been a lot easier to be able to help him. But because of the significance of it, they are unable
It's the risk of trading life. If there's a chance Mother Zelina can die from this process.
Sure, but what are they also doing to aid you in getting rid of this?
They're bounded by divine law. Can't do much.
So for a divinity law, letting one suffer and perish for the sake of others doesn't sound very divine at all, does it?
Hey, Jay-Z, who does that starting to sound like?
You may be right.
But am I wrong?
You may be right, Bayland, but there's a reason. There has to be a reason my parents kept following their faith, even with the worst outcome they have. And I'm still keeping what I have.
I do have more bad news, unfortunately.
Love it.
I did pass along our idea of him perishing and reviving him with the revival scroll. 500 gold for a revival scroll. And it would not work. Because it is a soul bound. He is bounded by the soul. So even if the vessel perishes, he is still attached via soul. And to be able to break it, his soul would have to be destroyed.
Interesting.
Either soul destroyed or the bond is broken. But the bond breaking has risk to those involved.
Yes.
So we're left with two options: either Yerk dies, or we find a caster that's willing to die for Yerk.
I don't think we're going to find that anywhere.
Why does Senrir want to do it if it risks death?
Dinner's not risking death; he's breaking the complete connection. So they wouldn't have any play in it. There'd be absolute no law, no magic, no divinity, no infernal. There's absolute severance between anything divine, infernal, to the material plane.
If you don't mind, I can give some insight.
Oh, I thought you were with Zara.
Who are you?
You
Where'd you
see,
come from?
you quickly whip around Valen, and you see Wilma's just peeking out from behind your cloak. She's got her little hood up and her arms crossed in the sleeves, trying to, hide.
Weren't you with Zara?
Yeah.
I was. She is busy with other activities and requested that I check in on you all.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, you could see now that we're kind of losing options here.
I can offer some insight.
okay.
We are willing to help you because it will show our faith in you. And vice versa, it will help you see to have faith in us. We understand that it will risk the life of Senrir. It will risk the life of me to save you. But that is a sacrifice we are willing to make. Because all individuals are important to us, regardless of what is afflicting them. And if it means putting our lives down to save you, or to save anyone else, we are willing to do it. Senrir, everything he's doing, he knows it puts his life at risk. He knows that any day the Divine Council could convene and wipe him off the face of existence. But he proceeds regardless. Because it is for the better of humanity. It is the better for all. And if he dies in that process, then he knows that his word will still stand true. That people will still see his gospel. And his goal will continue on without him. Does it help to have him leading the charge? It does. But he has faith in you. And he wants you to have faith in him. And
Wilma,
so-
doesn't this kind of contradict exactly what you're going for? The idea for you guys is to break the plane, right? So, for you helping in this manner, isn't that quite the opposite of what you guys are reaching for?
It is our final goal to see a free existence. But it would be untactful of us to use the resources at our disposal to achieve that goal. Think
Makes sense.
of the Watchmen. They wanted to save the world. And they did, for the most part. They were against what Leovon Excutia did to the continent. The execution of millions of people. The death of the Sarkonian royals. The death of Queen Luxia VII. The attempted life on Fenrir, why did I just forget his name? Sylviar, King Sylviar Fentriel. Millions of people died with the use of Leovon's magic. But what do you think they used on the Horizon backs? The very magic and the very tactics that they deplored, but it was a means to an end. It was for the betterment of everyone. And so for us to offer to intervene, for us to use the magics that we deplore, it is all for the greater good. But our goal stands true. We will lose magic. I will be in the abyss. Senrir, if he ascends, he will die along with them. He will be locked away with the gods just the same. But he's willing to risk it all. He's willing to make the greatest sacrifice to save you all. And if it means he is tortured for eternity, if he is punished by the gods in the abyss, if he has to gaze into the infinite eyes of Eternus, he is willing to do it for you.
Isn't that still a divine intervention? Because you're asking us in a material plane to, based off one godlike being's determination, to have a means to an end, considering that you said without any sort of godly intervention, you'd be doing X, Y, and Z, you're determined to do X, Y, and Z, and sure, you're giving us, quote-unquote, free will to either decide or not decide, but at the end of the day, it's still y'all's will, because it's y'all's goal. Have you ever considered maybe, somehow, getting the world to be presented with this versus just a small group of people?
Why do you think I'm
With
talking to you now? We have individuals such as myself all over the world spreading the same gospel. We want the world to recognize the fault that they are given, the abuse and the misuse of power within their own lives. When Senrir ascends, he will give the world a choice. Those that wish to live in true freedom will be able to. Those that wish to maintain their lives under the control of the gods, it will be their choice. He will not force everyone to live a life that they do not wish to have. So we spread our gospel. We try to get people to understand, to support us, so that in the end, they'll have all the information they need to make their own decision.
Is there no other way to control those that are abusing magic?
There is one, but it is far past accepted. There is one individual that could change it all. With the snap of his fingers, at a moment's notice. You know him as Kelimvor, the creator, Eternus' brother, the creator of everything, the divine souls, mortal souls, the individual in which everything originates from. He could, at a snap of his finger, fix everything, but he chooses not to. He has abandoned the gods. They choose to believe that he'll come back one day. That he will come back to the throne to scold Lathander for what he's done, to reconvene the fates into a more productive way. But Kelimvor is the most human of any of the gods. He grows tired and weary of his creations. He sees what they've done and it frightens him. So he avoids it and lets it be. If you imagine in his mind he could redo it at a moment's notice, so why care at all? Millennia of a bad world means nothing to him when he can snap his fingers and create another. He has abandoned us. And so this is the best course of action we've found.
Did he abandon you, or does anybody really know where he is?
He abandoned everyone. According to celestial history, once the divine souls were created, he left and never returned. He created it and abandoned them. And when he did that, Lathander took the throne as his own. This world he saw gifted to him by his father, he saw it as a natural-born right to his. And so Lathander founded the Celestial Council, spawned the other gods. Melora and Lathander helped in coalition to create existence, all down the line until the first two mortal beings. And their treachery against the gods is what gave birth to everything else. A deal the first two individuals made with Eternus, or fragment of Eternus, is what caused everything. And this whole time, Kalimvor has never returned. There have been eyewitness accounts of Kalimvor roaming the material plane, specifically by the Watchmen, but nothing concrete.
Yerk, do you think this might have to do with that tree in the middle of the land thing that y'all keep talking about?
I think that's more associated just with the wasteland itself.
Yeah, but that's a place of importance, is it not? To unlock this thing?
To be able to communicate with the gods.
That might be the chance.
There's no tree there.
Hi there. New guy here.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I didn't notice.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going insane to sing a talking ram.
I am an imp. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm guessing you don't have context to a lot of this information. I'm sorry, I got
No.
focused in on the conversation.
No.
My apologies.
But this Kellenvor, as you've said, he's been spotted on the material plane. But has there ever been any reports of them actually looking for him?
No. He has made it very clear within the eyewitness accounts, whether they're true or not, that he wishes to let it play out, that he has no need to intervene, that he does not care to.
That it still feels contradictory. If he is more human than the rest of the gods, I don't see why he would lose interest in his creation.
I think, from my own personal perception, I think he may resent existence. I think he regrets his creation. I think he saw it as something important. I think when he created us, well, the gods, and non-inadvertently creating us, he had a different goal in mind. I think he just wanted a family. And I think when that family didn't turn out the way he wanted, he abandoned them.
Then it would make more sense to pursue him and tell him the best option is not to abandon it, but to work through those differences.
If you find him, let us know. We've been searching for a long time. This is why we resorted to this. Because if no one can control the abuse of power, then the removal of that power is the only option.
Then let me ask this. Is there a way to access this celestial history about his previous locations that were supposedly sightings?
Talk to the Watchmen. If you can find them.
Wilma, I got the question for you. Do you think the Cardinal Board can actually kill me?
If they send the Cardinal Witch, she will destroy your soul. There will be nothing left. No vessel, no soul. What you did retroactively undid everything that she and the Watchmen worked towards. So it would be fair to say there is a lot of malice in her heart about that. And for her, the most likely course of action would be the removal of the process. I may remind you, this is the Watchmen you're talking about. They don't think about repercussions. They do what is needed, and they leave whatever is after to be dealt with otherwise.
Like killing of those many Bostrians?
Austrians. Yes. They saw it as a means to an end. They didn't care where the Horizon Backs led or where the country of Bostria was left after they bombed the cities. Their goal was to kill a vassal. And if they were to execute 3 million citizens to kill one vassal, what do you think they would do to kill a phylactery of said vassal? They would swipe their hands
off the map.
and you would be gone. 100% certainty. But if you help us, we are willing to put our lives down for you to live. Everything we've worked towards, everything we could work towards, is not worth it if you are not there to see it. I personally would put my life down if it meant that you would live. Because I understand why I'm here. And my goals and my belief in Senrir ring true to who I am. If you can promise to try your best to get the mask, because I can tell you're wavering on faith in us. As long as you can promise to try your best to get the mask, even if you fail, I will still attempt the ceremony. I want you to have faith in us. No reward, just sacrifice. So try your best. If you do succeed, that will be great, but there will be other opportunities to gain this mask. So even if you fail, just know that we care, and we will help you, if that is what you want.
Dirk, that has to be a you call. Are you willing to live with something like that? And I don't want you to second guess yourself on it, but it's something that you shouldn't take lightly either.
What choices are there? There's just the only course of action at this point. But I'm still risking you, Wilma, and Senrir's life. I don't want to do that.
far as I understand it, there's still chances even for you to die doing this removal.
Yes. At the end of the day, I just don't want to become what happened with Atlas.
Well, we're going for the mask anyways, so that's kind of why we got the box.
Mm-hmm.
I say we go for the mask. And once we have the mask acquired, we will see where we go from there. If there's not the Cardinal Board or Michael intervening.
If Michael's here.
Zara was very adamant that we would get a visit by him.
Yeah, just a matter of when. But
Yes.
there's still time, so we got to get a move on if that's the case, because Cardinal Board should be coming for you at some point.
So I think it's best that we head back to the inn and see if we can get that lockbox open.
Yep, we'll go do that, and then we gotta get out of here.
Yes. Let's proceed. And we just start walking our way to the tavern.
Yep.
We'll have to wait for the DM to come back.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Oh, good.
I had to clean something up real quick.
All good.
You had a question?
We're heading back to the tavern so that we can go and try to unlock the box, and then we're going to try to leave as soon as we can to obtain the mask.
All right. Okay. So you arrive back at the tavern. You head up back to your room. You find the box. Who is going to be using the spell scroll?
Not me.
Probably me.
Yeah.
I got a +3 in arcane.
Yours is +3. Mine is +7.
-1.
So yeah, Balin should be the one doing it.
Yeah.
All right. So you pull the scroll out and you begin to cast it. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check. You need to beat an 18.
18. Ooh, 27.
27. You imbue your magic. You can tell this is a very, very intricately made lock. The 4 arcane cores, or the 5 arcane cores subset, are probably what Dia was referring to when it came to the magic being produced for this lock. But you will your magic. You see the weave, the equations in your head, and you hear a ting. And the box opens. In the box,
You got it, guys.
in the box, you see a very intricately made arcane circuit. You see various gold and platinum wires, different arcane sigils and modules. And you look in the center and you see a hole. A secondary device. This is one part.
Brother.
It seems whatever needs to be placed in here is a main power source, or the main arcane implementation of this teleportation device.
What's wrong, Valen?
Well, I got into it, but there's an extra lock on it.
No, there's a hole in it for a power source.
Yeah.
Well, did he mention anything about needing the power source too, or just the teleportation circle thing?
That would be a bit more with Zara knowing.
Yeah, unsure about that.
Take a
You
chance
went
to
with
him.
you went with Zara. Did he mention anything about that? Ark?
Was Ark there for that, or was that after Ark with Zara?
What do you mean when she went to the manor?
No, because I don't remember if Ark was there whenever she started talking about getting the unit to get for her body.
Yeah,
and
you were there.
such. Okay, so he just mentioned he just needed the unit, not the whole power in unit thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, yes. Thank you for reminding me, Yerk. Yes, we just need the unit, not the power source.
So meaning we can't use it for what I'm assuming you had another idea, Valen, for that?
No clue.
So we would have to confront Rhaegar.
I don't think that's a great idea. But I'm sure he probably already knows by this time that it is no longer where it was.
That we have it now.
He
Possibly.
doesn't. Maybe he doesn't know that we wanted to go and get it because we technically didn't.
That is true.
I think it would be better to say he does know that we have it.
Yeah, we can assume, but
This is gonna be interesting.
that it is. Well, let's just hold on to it for now. We got to get a move on before the cardinal board comes banging on our doors looking for Yerk, and we got a time limit to go and grab that mask.
Oh, that was stinky, Ruby.
I understand
So-
it. Dragar's the one that has the mask, correct?
I believe it's in transport.
God damn, Ruby.
That's a stinky poop.
you're being gassed. If I'm trying to remember if Yark was there for the conversation or not, so I'm trying to.
I think we all were. We were sitting at the table when Zara was talking about it.
Because I'm pretty sure the mask is at the estate with Zara's body.
Okay. Let me see. Oh yeah, I think.
Because we were supposed to go to Fort to his estate and then leave.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
because he wanted you guys to gather that for him and bring it back to him, and he would reward you with Zara's body. Then
Not the
during
mask.
that process, you guys were gonna think about getting the mask as well.
With the many guards he has.
Conversation is always an option.
For another deal. Deal on deals
Well,
on deal.
It is
Let's make another
That's the only
deal.
thing we can do.
It is
right now.
Yeah.
It is Dragar after all.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have one place to go.
I don't think it's wise of me to go inside.
I think it is. Right now, you're protected by Eternus.
Yeah,
If they wanted to put up a fight,
you'd be the ultimate shield.
yeah,
As bad as that sounds, it's
yeah. As far as we know right now, you're unkillable, minus the Cardinal Board and Eternus himself.
I will try not to shoot them immediately.
Yeah, let's only draw it when we really need it.
How about I hold on to them for you then?
Hold on to what?
Your weapon, so you avoid doing such things.
Oh, all right. That's. I will. Okay. That. Yes. I. I don't. Okay, here you go.
Spit it out.
Spit it out. You trust yourself enough not to.
I don't trust myself to actually not shoot him on sight.
There you go.
There's
I
your
did
answer,
try.
yeah.
I
Hand him
did
over.
try. I did try punching him and then failed at that.
Okay, well, you'll be at the back of the bus when we arrive in.
All right. You're okay. Wait. Do you want all my stuff?
Just your weapons, not all your shit.
Heavy crossbow, long the bow, the revolver, the shotgun, the handgun. And do you want the firebomb too?
That as well. Like you said, you can't trust yourself, so that as well.
All right, he just hands you all this shit. All right, can you?
You have
carry
never
all
seen
that?
any of what he's handing to you, by the way.
Oh yeah, I already know.
just
He's
like-
just like, okay.
I am just gonna keep the quarterstaff with me and this sword. What do you? What? Okay.
Hand him over. All weapons.
Quarterstaff.
Let's
sword.
let's put a separate bag to put him in case he does need him quickly. We can just throw one bag and he has it all.
Do you claw Yerk as well?
Well, I do. I
Shave
am.
your beak.
I am keeping my talons.
You can't take off your talons, can you?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, can you?
No, you cannot remove your talents. They are not detachable.
Yeah.
All right, I think we are ready then.
At least
All
I have my
right.
talons.
Okay. So you're heading to the Kisai estate?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
RIP Zara not being here.
I know, right?
Oh, that's been a swell. I'm
So
gonna go to the
just-
bathroom real quick.
Our super stealth
Can we move
agent's not here.
You need to move them all at once. Use the
Yeah, I know.
select.
I
thing,
just
and you
didn't.
can-
I didn't want to, Western.
It's so much easier than one by one.
Well, you guys begin walking into the nicer part of town, the higher buildings, the more intricately made homes, and you eventually make your way to the large stone and steel gated fence of the Kisai estate. You see the guard shack sitting there, just on the edge of the property. One of the guards standing there in a very fine suit looks through the window. Can I help you?
We're here to say Dragar.
Are you the people he sent together in the item?
Yep.
Do you have it with you?
Yep.
May I see it?
Dragar probably already knows.
I need to see that it is within your possession. I am not going to take it from you. I just need to see it.
How about contacting Dragar and just confirming it with him?
How about you show me that you have it on your person, and then I let you through the gate, and you can go talk to him yourself.
Gives a wave to show it.
Take it out. Kind of show it up in the air.
Alrighty. See, that was easy enough.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Kisai estate. Dragar will be waiting for you in the dining hall.
All right.
Moves in, mumbling to himself. Fucking know-it-all motherfucker. Doesn't understand his boss is a know-it-all, man. Come on.
Door
sure he
opens and you begin walking in. You are eventually escorted into the main dining hall. Ark, you see that the head table is empty. The onyx half dragon that you had seen before is not there. But in the same seat you saw before, you see Dragar. You also do not see Caesar anywhere.
Of course.
Well, it seems that you are some crafty adventurers.
You
I
could say that.
understand that you have the item that I was wanting you to procure.
We do.
I have to admit, the way you got it was quite intelligent, keeping your hands off it until very last moment.
Yeah, we knew you catch wind of it.
Hold on. All right, sorry.
Okay.
Say what you said last.
So we knew you catch wind of it.
I kept my eyes closed. I wanted to see how you would get around the problem. I mean, yes, I could have done what you did and pay someone, but it's good to know that you keep a similar mindset to me. Keeping hands off until absolutely needed.
Yeah. Plausible deniability.
If you wouldn't mind handing it over, I believe there is
First things first, we need to
reward.
see the box.
Straight to business, huh?
Just like you.
You see, he snaps his fingers, and you hear wheels just grinding on stone as a cart is pulled in, and you see a very similar box yerk that you have seen. This large, dark, black oak box. Well, her body is in there. Feel free to take a look.
All right.
Ark will go ahead and take a look, I guess.
Yeah, I don't want to get close to him yet.
All right.
Yerk is just staring at Dragar just consistently right now.
You open the box and you see the for lack of a better better way to say it, you see a very rotten, decapitated corpse of a 12-year-old girl.
Hmm.
Looks very familiar to Zara, but a lot younger and somehow less decayed.
That's crazy.
Where is her head?
No, you see the head in the box as well. It's just there's
Okay.
about a 1.5-inch gap in between.
Okay.
Well, that is her body. It took me a while to get the other parts, but I found a way. It currently has a gentle repose spell enchanted on the box, so it prevents it from decomposing too far.
Ark will shut it.
If it helps you to know, the spell was cast quick enough on both parts of the body that a revivify may work.
Okay.
Can't promise it, but who knows? Maybe Zara gets back her old weak body. Breaks her deal that she has. Becomes a normal
Zara,
person, maybe.
yeah.
It's for Zara to discover and find out.
The box, please.
I go and hand it over.
You see he pulls a key out of his pocket, unlocks it, opens it up. You see he pulls a necklace out, and you would see a very stretched long diamond crystal. You see there are platinum and gold wrappings around it, and he and you see all the energy just. He closes the box and puts it in his jacket. Well, thank you very much for your help in this. I assume, however, knowing who you surround yourself with, Yerk, that there is another reason why you are here. Anything you wish to ask of me?
Silent.
Anyone
staring.
else?
Well, 2. As I understand it, you still have Caesar.
I do.
I hope he is still alive and well.
He is doing fine.
So yes, we were hoping for a possibility for his release.
He is free to do as he wished. We've come to an understanding.
What's that?
Maybe you should ask him when you see him next.
As long as he's
Alright.
released, that is fine enough.
He is free to do what he is capable of doing.
So the other thing, too, is we understand it. You have a certain mask in your possession.
I do. Well, multiple masks, but I'm sure the one you're looking for happens to be the one of a red dragon affiliation.
Of course, as you have so fairly shown of your knowledge on such things, you know which one I'm talking about, and you know which one we're needing.
Of course. What do you need it for?
Well, just to help cure our party member here.
So that's the aura that's coming around you, Yerk. Get yourself into a bit of trouble with something you couldn't understand? Come on. Cat got your tongue?
I think it's best if you just give us the mask, because there's even a power that I don't think you can handle.
I can handle the mask.
Not the mask. What's with Yerk over there?
Hmm. He kind of looks at you. I could deal with him. Not in the way that you would wish.
I imagine you are on the same level or even higher than the Council of Witches.
I've been known to have my skirmishes with the Celestial Board.
So I think it is safe to assume that he is able to do what he says.
For Yerk, yeah. For Eternus, don't think so.
I mean, I could destroy his soul. That would solve
Yerk?
the problem,
Sure.
technically. But
Maybe. Not if Eternus gets involved.
I've been hearing whispers that there's already people en route to do such thing. Why do you need the mask to cure him? What deal have you made?
I wouldn't say it was a deal. More of agreed to help.
Well, maybe I can agree to help you.
As far as I understand it, the greater curse to remove the soulbound upon him, there's only a 5% chance, even with the higher up at the Celestial Grove. Would that not be the same for you?
I would not be undoing the curse. But you need the mask to cure him. So the agreement is you get the mask, and what happens after that?
We go upon our way and do our thing.
With who?
What does that matter? Who said there's anybody else?
You want to acquire a piece of my property, I have to know the details.
Sinrir
No, you don't.
is the one who's agreed to help cure Yerk.
I see. See, that's interesting. Because I have that mask. Because someone has hired me to gather it. But not in relation to who you're aiding. There is a woman, a very vengeful woman, and her job has become increasingly difficult with the sins being where they're at. If she gets a hold of them, well, less her, more her son gets a hold of them, then he's in good graces with her, and her job becomes easier. How much do you know about the devil?
Not much.
Well, I can tell you one thing, she is a very vengeful woman. Her son more so. But her son came to me with a very intriguing deal. To get some masks that had been found around. Give them to him, and I would be paid handsomely. He would then give it to his mother, and she would be working on trying to get the sins back to her domain, so that everything can begin to run normally again. So, if what you have to offer supersedes what he's giving me, then I may be able to help. Or if it is just more interesting to see where it goes.
We definitely do not have something that would be higher than whatever the Hells is providing you. What if there's something that we can get that would be of interest to you? That would be higher than what they're giving you.
Now that would be interesting. How quickly do you need this mask?
As you said, they are on their way currently, so probably fairly quickly.
What if I loaned the mask to you? And when I come up with something that I need done, I call upon you and you help me out. You know, as they say, devil that you know is better than a devil that you don't.
Of course,
It
but you
just
do
so
realize that us loaning it means that it's going to be going straight to Sinrir.
And it means you'll be in debt.
Condition, if that is all right. Damaging of innocent lives and anything of the adventuring guild, not allowed.
All right.
And if that is agreeable, then I think we can come to agreement to that.
Feel free to talk it out with your party. I can't assume those are the only conditions.
Dirk, Valen?
If you want to make a deal with, as he said, the devil, you know, that'll be your call. I'll aid, but we gotta tread lightly here, because I'm sure Dragar, as all-knowing as he is very, very sneaky, and probably already has something in mind.
I
Or
imagine
waiting
that
for
as
the
well.
opportunity for what he foresees happening, and using that against us for something that we don't want to do. There's not been one deal that has been one of likable circumstances, and it typically costs the group something.
I can understand that, but at the same time, he's also a man of his word, I imagine. If he is agreeable to those requests that we have, such as innocent lives not being effective in any way, and nothing that will have our adventuring guild license revoked or anything of the sort, he would follow.
He would. That's one thing I can say about Dragar.
So
That he's at least true to his word.
So is there anything else, compromise-wise, that you want to add?
Try to think here.
Yerk. You're both trying to think of one.
Yeah, I mean, loss of life is a big one.
Anything affecting innocent lives would
Yeah.
fall under that.
Yep. I don't see anything else I'm super worried about.
Yerk.
Why?
No,
Why are
no,
you?
no questions. Just if there's something compromisable that you
He may ask
don't
a
want
question.
happening.
I am more than willing to give you the information that you're seeking. Ask her a question, Yerk.
What did you do with the sea gem?
Well, I acquired it as a vessel of my own. It is currently carting supplies under the flag of the Sea Gem, one already recognized by the Adventuring Guild. Permits intact, allows us more freedom to traverse the oceans.
Is that deal with Lou that you had before about not doing your trickery still valid?
I am a man to my word. He did what was needed of him. Or of her. And so far as it has been upheld.
I also have a contingency. If we'd make a deal, it's got to be in writing. And in addition to that, if it's something outside of our capabilities, you supply us with resources that we know that you have to be able to conduct said favor.
See, this is why I give you guys time to talk. So far, no harming of innocent life. If it is outside of your direct control, I will supply you with aid
Correct.
to get it done.
Correction to that. Nothing negative affecting innocence.
Negative affecting innocence?
Mhm.
All right.
There's a wider broad span between death, property, and such.
All right. And I will supply you with aid if it is outside your direct abilities.
And nothing that affects our guild.
And nothing that
Licenses.
affects your guild license. I can work with that, but I have a contingency to add.
Okay.
Upon the time in which I ask you, regardless of your own personal opinions, as long as what I am asking falls within the rule set we have agreed upon now, you are required to see it through. If it does not affect innocent lives, if it does not affect your membership with the guild, and depending on whether or not I give you aid or not, if it falls within the amendments to the contract, then you must see it through.
And you do realize negative impacting of innocent lives also adds killing them. Killing anybody innocent.
Of course. But as long as it holds within the contract, you will not be able to deny it.
On a one-time thing.
This is a one-time offer. Now, afterwards, if you wish to see the contract through further, I will give you that opportunity at a different date.
And if it violates any of those, then we have clause to terminate that. And you don't get any redos.
All right. I think we have ourselves a deal. You see he waves his hand and a piece of paper appears. You see at the top it says Contract Amendment 1 cannot affect the upholding of your guild membership status. 2, may not negatively affect the lives of the innocent. Amendment 3, if the party is incapable of foreseeing the asked objective within their own rights, aid will be provided to them to see it out. Number 4, if what is being asked falls within the clauses of the contract, the party must uphold that contract and cannot deny what is asked.
Hang on. The last part, can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
If what I ask you to do falls within the clauses of the contract and does not break any of the rules that we have set, then you must see out the mission, regardless of your own opinion.
Okay.
Basically, if there is no reason to deny it, then you must see it through.
I would like to add one more thing. If I die during this process, I would like for it to be revoked.
If you die within what process?
Of what process I will have to go through to cleanse myself.
That is out of my control. That has no bearing on this contract. This contract is for the mask. What happens outside of that is out of my control. However, we do not need to put it a part of the contract, but there will be compensation if any of you die during the process of enacting the mission that I give you.
Any related death until the deed is done?
Just while you are active on the goal. Once I give you the goal, and you are in the process of achieving that, if one of you dies, I will compensate the party. That does not mean you are allowed to kill each other to gain the compensation.
Of course not. And I see what you were trying to do, Yerk, but I think it might be a little bit out of his power and out of this contract.
It was worth to say. But at least compensation will work. At least if I don't make it through the process, at least it will help you guys.
You'll be fine.
So do we have a deal?
I'm okay with it. What do you guys think?
Yerk?
I'm fine with it.
Then we are in agreement.
Alrighty. He snaps his finger and you see a copy of it appear in front of you. The one in front of him disappears. Alright. This should be interesting.
Always is with you.
I can't wait to see what moralities you abandon. Have fun with the mask. I sure hope it does not affect you negatively.
We won't have it very long.
We'll see. Go have fun. I look forward to working with you.
The
That makes
mask.
one of us.
Go to hell.
I've been there. Little too hot for me.
The mask. Where can we get it?
In the basement. Storage. On a pedestal, you'll find a lead box. They'll let you in.
Thank you.
I recommend keeping it in the lead box until you do with it what you will. It has a nasty way of affecting the people around it, those with weaker minds. Tell Zara I said hi. I'm sure she'll be ecstatic to know her party made a deal without her.
Yep.
Yerk
Didn't
just
really have a
storms,
choice.
storms out.
I will deal with the mask. And Valen, go with Yerk.
Yep, I'm on it. I'll push the Zara's box out with me.
All right.
Ark will head down to the basement.
You see the guards see you approaching. They nod their head. They put a key in and open the door. You see a massive storage room with crates, boxes, artifacts, supplies, and in the middle of the room you see a pedestal, a very intricately made lead box sitting atop.
As he gets close to it, does he feel anything different?
Roll a wisdom save with advantage.
Natural 20 plus 4, 24.
Ooh, yeah.
24.
Yep.
You begin to feel it deep within you. Boiling anger and wrath. Why are you like this? Who caused this? They will die for what they have done to you. There is nothing in this world that could stop you from returning to normalcy. You will slaughter, you will kill, you will find your path of torment if it means your freedom. You feel your adrenaline pumping. This wrath, this anger dwelling inside of you. You want nothing more than to destroy the room around you, to let all of your anger out. You feel its draw. It's pulling to you, embracing those feelings. It wants you to use it. Because why not? You've been through hardship. You've seen the horrors of the world. Why not benefit from a little bit of power? It's right there. You could take it for yourself. You just met this party. Why help them? What have they done to help you?
Does he have control of himself, or is it going out of control?
No. You failed the saving throw.
Oh,
Okay. Am I going to be forced to have to do it, or do I have like a way to kind of help?
You can try resisting again. You also have another lead box that's slightly bigger than the lead box it's kept in. But this feeling is nothing like you've ever felt before. This is an addiction you never knew you had. Oh no, he's still alive. I thought he crashed.
Sorry, I'm going through stuff right now.
Nope, you're good.
Wilma's with me, right?
Mm-hmm. She's in her spider
I'm
form,
gonna,
just on your shoulder.
I'm gonna kind of whisper because I noticed Ark's not. It's taking a minute. Well, you might want to go check on Ark if you can. He's going to what you want, so if it's there, it's yours.
You have to gain possession of it.
We've
You have to willingly give it up. I can't go in and take it myself.
we've had a long rest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have that. What? Something here, I know. Creatures, we can't do put. Dishes command. Was there a point that he walked into the room that he felt that thing start? Like if he moved out of the certain circle, he'd be released of it.
Probably.
Okay. Could I use a channel divinity for my expeditious command to force myself back away from it?
I'd say that's a smart way to do it. I'd say yeah.
Okay. So he will do that. And
It's
he
more
will
of an
force-
automatic response to it rather than a conscious one.
Yeah.
Your body's trying to protect itself.
Yeah. That's what is going to happen.
Mm-hmm. So you use it and you just outside the door. The guards are looking at you. You felt it, didn't you?
Very powerfully, yes.
And that's why we stay out of the room.
How far into the room is this thing?
It's about 15 feet into the room. You started feeling it at about the 10-foot mark.
So 10 foot away.
You can assume that if it's not in the box, it's going to be a lot wider of a range than that.
Yeah. And I feel like even if he did put it in the other box, it probably wouldn't help much.
Ask the party for help.
No. So even with their help, I don't think it'd change anything different. But I wonder.
While you're thinking, Yerk, Valen, what are you doing outside? It's been a bit. He hasn't come back outside yet.
I am gonna just go outside and just find something to punch it.
All right, you find a tree.
All right, I'm just gonna punch that a couple times.
It hurts.
Yep.
It's a spruce tree.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
That's not gonna help much right now.
Well, it's better than me just charging at Dragar. Again.
I mean, yeah, but
Another
Ark
tale.
has been taking a minute.
He has, yes. Shall we go check on him?
Yeah, I think that might be a good option. Yeah, let's go.
Wait, I'm gonna start making my way then.
Alright.
I just... let me punch this tree one more time.
Gah!
At the tree.
That might work. That might work. Okay.
So you guys eventually walk down the staircase and you see Ark standing at the doorway to the storage room, just sitting there thinking.
Okay.
He's sitting on a bench and is just kind of sitting there thinking.
Deep in
Might
thought.
be all right.
Do not go into the room. Stay back from there. Trust me on this.
Okay.
But I have an idea.
Okay.
Zetch,
Hmm.
do you happen to have the Storm King's Thunder book?
No, I do not.
Fuck. Okay. I'll have to search up for it then. But it has to be a beast type, not a. Yeah, fuck. Let me try that again.
What are you trying to do?
So the Find Familiar spell.
If you're trying to use your familiar to grab it, familiars do have a consciousness.
But because they can be under a celestial, fey, or fiend, one of those can be immune/resilient to it.
That would be psychic.
Isn't it under?
It would be charms or psychic.
Yeah. So isn't it more of a charm that's magic that's affecting it?
Kind of technically.
Yes. Okay. Sweet. What about the Acquisitions Incorporated?
I don't have that.
Okay. So, would it be? Which one of those three would be the best choice
Which
of
ones?
the Celestial, Fey, or Fiend? Okay.
It's for you to try out.
No, you forget. I prefer having knowledge altogether.
No, I know, but this is something that could change a route of what happens. Because right now, if you're trying to change your familiar, there are certain animals that you can and can't use as a familiar.
It is beast that has a challenge rating of 0.
Is that what it says?
Yep. It can be bat, cat, frog, hawk, lizard, octopus, owl, rat, raven, spider, weasel, or another beast that has a challenge rating of 0.
Gotcha.
Ooh! Okay. So, he is going to use Find Familiar to change Ponta into an Onyx.
Do you have the material components for that? Do you have the 10 gold piece worth of incense?
Yeah, I have more than enough gold pieces for it.
Do you have the materials?
I do not. Not my inventory. Because I forget you follow that. Could I burn 10 gold and call it good?
Say you have one use, because your character would have known you needed that.
That's fine. It's hard to remember that you follow that because it's not common that a lot of people follow that. And especially I've not had anybody else in my other DM sessions do it, and me myself not.
It is only when it is a gold piece worth of material. So like Revivify, it requires 300 gold piece worth of a diamond or other gem to cast. If it just says a feather, I'm not going to say you need a feather. But if it's an actual gold piece value to the material, then it is. Because typically it consumes that material.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to do a lot of fucking shopping apparently later. But if that's alright, I'm just going to burn the 10.
Sure.
Golden.
I'll say you just burn the 10 gold.
Okay. So he will do the celestial version of an onyx. OYNX. Or NYX.
A Nyx?
Yep.
Is a Nyx a person? What does it look like?
It is a huge beast. Why does it have a fucking negative? God damn it. I was trying to find something with a good strength rating on it, but that one's apparently a fucking -4 since it only has 3.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I'm not seeing Nyx, by the way.
ONYX.
Gotcha. Oh, it's the big cat, isn't it?
Yep.
This is a challenge rating of 0? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Could I aid him in doing protection from good and evil?
You can. You can ask him.
Ark, I do have a spell if you're trying to get in there. That can help protect you from some of this stuff. I don't think it'll make you complete resistant, but
Okay. No, I finally found a good one now. That'll help.
all right.
I don't know if it'll be enough. It's very powerful. But
Imagine.
this one will
One more
definitely
second.
help with its strength now that I found one. It took me a while. I should have flipped through the book so many times, but he'll change his familiar from the fox to what's known as a hog harask. HAUNGHARASSK.
Okay.
This one has a +5 in strength, so that should fucking help.
Oh, the fucking snail.
Yes. So the plan is even though it's slow, but it'll be the celestial version. With it being a celestial version, it is completely immune to being charmed. So I will have the snail slowly but surely push the extra lead box into there in front of the thing and have it knock over the one into it.
All right. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check for that creature.
Oh shit.
You looked it up, didn't you?
Nope. I just
Bullshit.
saw a big snail and went, I don't think it's that dexterous. And it's trying to intentionally push it off and land in the other box.
Wouldn't it be his strength though? He just needs to line it up. That's it.
Dexterity.
He doesn't have to be dexterous. He just has to push it in.
I'd say aiming is a dexterous movement. Unless you want me to use intelligence to calculate the fall.
Oh fuck.
Again, how intelligent do you have to be to do that in front of where it already needs
It's
to be?
easy. It's easy to knock things off a table. It's harder to knock things off a table and try to have it land in a specific spot. But I'll give you an advantage on it. Because I'm nice.
Oh, what a nice DM.
It's a natural 20.
Easy enough. You see the...
Okay.
Boom. Into the box.
It'll shut it.
All right.
All right. I will make my attempt to go in there now. We'll see how it goes.
All right.
So
Good luck.
In.
All right. As you enter the room, go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
How much closer was he able to get?
Let's have you roll.
Okay. Same thing at 24. Natural 20 plus a 4.
Roll 20. Around the same area, you start to feel it. But you've felt it before, so you know what to look out for.
Yeah.
So you try to keep your mind at peace. You're able to think straight. It doesn't go away. The feeling is still there. But you know how to resist it.
So I'm in control at least.
But the feeling's still there.
Would I be able to willingly give it up then?
That's up to your character.
Okay.
I'd say that's up to you because you
Okay,
can
I
still
wanted-
you
I
can
wanted-
still
yeah.
remember the power that you felt from it.
Yeah, I want to make sure it's something that I'm still in control of and not being overwhelmed.
Yeah, you're not being overwhelmed, you're in control. But
Okay.
you've also experienced it before. The two people standing outside haven't.
Yeah. So, even the guards too. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get out of this building now.
Gosh.
Hmm.
You guys see him just standing there with the box in hand, just like, huh.
Don't
Arg?
come near. Don't come near. Question. Can you talk to that person and see if they can take it off my hand right now?
Wilma? Can you?
She transforms into her imp form. If you are willing to give it up, then yes, I can.
All right. As far as I understand it, we're all in agreement to do so. Correct.
Yes.
Valen, are you in agreement with the party?
All yours.
And that's what we were doing. We were giving it willingly to you. To help Yerk.
She begins walking forward towards you. As she begins to walk closer, You feel time slow around you. She goes to reach a hand out. You all begin to feel the area around you become colder, damp. The floor becomes harder. The air becomes misted. When she touches her hand on the box, you hear thunder shatter. You blink, and you're standing on a large slate stone rock in the middle of an expansive ocean. All three of you stand there. Rain begins to fall. You feel it hitting your skin and your clothes, but they're not getting soaked. You see Wilma takes her hand off the box. You see the flesh on her hands is burnt and charred, melted, 3rd-degree burns. She nods, looks over her shoulder. You all turn your heads, and you see a white light. Figures. 7 glowing white figures. One in a black and silver cloak. The obsidian mask, dragon-like, on his head. You see one of the 7 in the back. The green dragon mask. The 6 others without masks. But you hear a voice. So I see you have decided to help me. I must thank you. For what you have brought me is one more step on that path to freedom. I understand you may have many questions. What my goals are. How I look to achieve them.
I think I'm the only one, since it seems like they have knowledge of you, but I'm new here.
Then I will do formal introductions. My name is Senrir the Broken. I am the 8th sin of fear. These who you see behind me are the 7 deadly sins. Greed, envy, lust, wrath, sloth, pride. There's one more I'm missing. Fuck. Because there's greed, sloth, gluttony, lust, wrath, pride, and
Sloth.
sloth.
No. Yes.
All right. I think you said sloth.
Already did.
Ready?
Why am I?
Wrath?
Yeah, you said wrath.
Okay.
I should know this.
Oh yeah.
No, that's all of them. Yeah, I got them. I miscounted.
Yeah.
I'm dumb as shit. I'm dumb as shit. I was like, wait. I was counting to 8. That's what I was doing. I was like, what the fuck? No,
The mysterious H sin.
that would be Senrir. But these are the 7 deadly sons. They have agreed to work with me to achieve my goals. For if you don't know, my goals are to break the mortal world free of its abuse by its divine operators. Break the world of all celestial intercept. True freedom built on your decisions. And what you have brought me is a mask of power. He reaches his hand over. You see the larger of the white lights step forward. And now, I get to post this in reference art. Because
All right.
I have been waiting for this. Because I've been looking forward to this. Let me go ahead and grab his reference art. Let's go. That would be... You were right there. There we go. You see, as the light begins to fade, this massive muscular body, dark, charred skin, clothing barely held together, a shawl of what looks to be goat fur around his shoulders. You see his face isn't a face such as normal, but it is a bright, glowing orb of white light. Holy light. Divine light. You see a soul. It is pure. It is untainted. He speaks. You have brought me my mask, and I must be grateful. Without it, my power dwindles. I pity those who have came in contact with it, in my absence and the deeds that they have caused because of it. I am sure that you feel its power now, standing with it. I wish to free you from that burden, from that anger, that hatred, that wrath. For it is not yours to carry, but it is mine. And I wish to free the world from it. So if you wouldn't mind, please hand it to me, so that I may reacquire what is my divine right to protect.
If it is all right, I ask of something. As you have said, it is your wrath to carry. But in it of yourself, you are burdening yourself of others' wrath. And I cannot say that I would be in good spirits of knowing somebody else handling something that I should be taking care of. I accept who I am as I am, wrath and all, sins and all. So I'd ask that I still carry what is mine.
You will continue to carry the wrath that you hold. But what that mask does is it abuses that wrath you feel, exploits it,
I've felt
invigorates it.
There's no, you don't need to explain. I felt it. I do not wish to keep the mask. I just wish to keep who I am.
You will stay who you are. I can promise you that.
And that's all I just wanted to make sure of. And he'll hand over the mask.
He walks up to you, and you immediately feel this aura. Powerful. Capable of great violence. Even now, you can tell that at a moment's notice, he could just wipe his hand and you'd be gone. But what you see before you is a calm, composed individual. An individual who's deeply in tune with that feeling. And you can only imagine how long it took for him to get to that point. And you've felt the mask. That is power. He reaches his hand out to you. Mind you, he's also like 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
He's a big fucking dude.
Yeah. It's a godly being. Yeah. He'll hand over the mask.
You see he barely touches the lead box and it shatters. And he reaches and grabs the mask. It's been whispering to you this whole time. And the moment he touches it, you can tell it subdues its power to the one being who is meant to wear it. And he puts it on his head. You see the white light fade. You see the gems glow. The ruby eyes and the red dragon skull. And you feel him just sigh as his shoulders soften. His tension leaves his body. And he takes his place with the other Sens. 3 of 8. Only 5 more to go.
As Ark is kind of watching all of this and everything else, the other Sins that don't have their mask, are they also that same, like, wound up tight kind of thing?
Senrir speaks. I thank you all for helping me. I know it was not an easy decision to make. But for one of you, this means more than just doing a good deed. Yerk, if you wouldn't mind stepping forward.
All right, we will. For this process, Phelan, I'm gonna hand letters to you, just in case.
I got it. You'll be fine.
All right. And Yerk moves to Senrir.
Yerk, you have fought for a long time. For your friends, your family. Tooth and nail, blood, sweat, and tears to do what's right, and the world has given you nothing in return but more torment and more anguish. The church abandoning you, friends betraying you. You deserve better. You deserve what you're owed. So Yerk, ask of me what you will, and it shall be done. Anything you want is at my leisure.
Rid me of this bond with Eternus.
Is that all?
I'd like to soar again. I would like to be able to soar in the skies.
Then your wish is granted. May you once again fly of your own strength. Walk this earth to protect those with your own tenacity, your own ability. May you be the man you were supposed to be. You see, he waves his hands across the sky. You see almost a handprint of the clouds just get erased. The rain stops falling. You look above and you see the cosmos. Trillions of stars. Galaxies. Andromeda. You see existence. You see he reaches his hand to the stars and grabs hold, and he twists and bends reality to his will. And you see he releases, and the sky lights up with the light of a supernova. And you see he pulls his hand back, and what you see him holding, you can almost not comprehend. It is time itself in the palm of his hand. As I do this, Yerk, I want to make something clear to you all. The reason individuals can't grasp how to change existence is because they are afraid of what it may cause. The gods will threaten you with fears. That is what war is, a fear. But I am the sin of fear. I feel no such thing. And he thrusts this light into your chest, Yerk. And you feel ecstasy. The weight of your shoulders releases. Pain disappears. Anguish is no more. The voices quiet. You feel strong. You feel whole. And as he brings his hand away, may you go forth with your own power. I look forward to seeing a world in which everyone can live like you. I don't expect you to help me again, but there will come a time in which I ask, and I do hope that you agree. These prophecies, they're threats that I don't take lightly. But know what side to choose. One is using fear to control the masses. One is immune to it. I wish to see you all again in a better world. And he waves his hand again in front of him. And you all wake up with a shoot as you find yourselves back in the storage room in the Kisai estate.
Well, that was interesting.
Let's go ahead and leave.
Eric? Yeah, time. I agree.
Let's just go. Let's just go.
All right.
Eric, let's go.
You all quickly leave the manor.
We have the box of Zora's belly with us.
Zorro.
Yeah.
One Piece.
Oh, how did he get here?
He got lost.
Yeah.
But you leave the
Alright, well-
estate without an issue.
Well, let's get the box back to the tavern.
And then we'll start unpacking.
Yeah.
Is that bond sigil thing on Yerk's arms, hand still in there?
It is not.
Yerk tries stretching his wings.
They stretch.
Whoa, you can move those things?
Yerk takes off. Tries
Yerk.
to take off.
You now have a flight equal to that of your walking speed.
You're quicker, man. Yeah.
Can now soar the skies above.
And Yerk's just gonna kind of fly around a bit, get used to it.
It's a little hard to get used to, but you're doing it.
And Yerk may have misplaced where the party is, so gotta try finding the party again.
We're all going to the tavern, so you know we're going to the tavern.
Yeah.
Yerk, you hear in your mind a comforting voice. I see you have done it, Yerk. Congratulations.
Not
I
the way I've
must-
wanted.
I must leave now. As for what is done is preventing me from speaking to you any further. But I think that's for the best. Goodbye, Yerk.
Goodbye, Azrael.
Then, pretty soon after, you get another voice in your head.
Fuck.
A voice you recognize as Grand Witch Ophelia. Hello,
Uh-oh.
can you hear me, Yerk?
Yes, I can.
Well, you've got to be one of the luckiest pigeons I've ever met.
Okay.
The Cardinal Board has come to understand that somehow or another you have broken free of your condition. How you did that, we are unsure. But congratulations, you get to live another day.
I hope
You're-
that doesn't warrant our investigation.
God damn it.
We will see when we get to that. But for now, enjoy the peace. You may have to talk to Aleo. She's quite pissed. But that will
Sorry,
come another day.
Yes. Thank you for the option, though.
Make better choices. You lucked out this time.
I will not try to die again.
Goodbye, Yerk.
Goodbye, Ophelia.
Literally can't take a W without putting himself in a fucking hole again.
All
I don't know how you
right.
did it. I hope it doesn't warrant an investigation. Oh yeah, that reminds me.
Well, you all arrive back at the tavern. What is it that you're doing?
Well,
Valen. Actually, Yerk's gonna come on down real quick.
Yeah, you gotta land, bird boy.
All right. Try landing real quick. See how that goes. All right.
Dexterity check, please.
Thank you. All right.
Just eats the dirt.
Yep.
11.
11. Straight through the window.
I promised Luvan not to make a mess, and I made a mess. All right.
That's all you.
You see Luvan was in the middle of mixing stuff for the lunchtime, and her head just...
I guess that's another promise broken. Sorry. Not used to this flying.
But you all are sitting in the tavern. Yerk has his wings. The deal is done. The mask returned.
Got a new deal yet to claim.
What happens in the future is yet to be decided. But as you all settle down and prepare for the next venture, that is where we are going to end today's session. Cosmo Eternum.
Just yikes.
It's got to be a little bit of a relief for you.
Like all of our checklists for the most part, like got checked off, and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's relief, I guess. It came down to basically that last option.
Well, here's the thing. She did say that she's not able to converse with Yerk anymore.
I know.
Yep.
Do you know what that kind of means?
Severance of some kind.
Yep.
Yep.
It's starting.
Could be complete severance from the gods themselves.
No, you don't. I don't think you get it completely.
How so?
Go ahead, explain, Western.
Just
Go
say
ahead.
it, Weston.
What do you think it is?
All right. Your class is a cleric, right?
Nope, he's a fighter.
What?
He's a fighter.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're a fighter.
Yeah.
He's a gunslinger.
Okay, I kept thinking you were a cleric of some shit.
No,
why you're
I've
fucking
been
with-
a fighter. No,
That was
it's just
wrong,
yeah.
it's just a niche thing that like he got from his parents.
Okay.
Carried that on.
Okay, never mind then.
He had no real knowledge of like how this all works out.
Okay, never mind then.
Zero magical capabilities.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Because if you were like a cleric or something, then yeah, you're not a cleric anymore.
Nope. But nope, nope. That's just
Okay, yeah, if it was just a niche, never mind.
Yeah. Goals got. He got it done.
he is now back to a point of hopefully normacy, or immediately
Somewhat
died next
just like-
session.
Somewhat,
Immediately die next session.
but I mean, to think about it, you now don't have the protection of Eternus. So if you
Yes.
do die,
You do
I
something
died.
stupid.
you know.
Yeah, now you gotta be more careful with your choices.
I don't think he will.
No, he won't.
He won't.
You're
Yerk,
and then you went up to baseline now.
Yerk has been not careful since day one.
I know.
It's something probably he'll get used to, or not get used to, or he'll just die.
Well, you had a lot of divine intervention every time you got brought back, so.
I could probably remove that now, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a question to pose to y'all. If
Hmm?
if Nova wakes up at a certain point, do we want to continue it with telling Zara what happened while she was asleep?
Oh, fucking A.
Hey, remember all those problems that we had? We don't have them anymore.
We totally do
But
not
we-
have those problems anymore.
But we
But-
do owe.
We do owe Dragar.
Don't worry, we got everything, but we also lost the one thing you didn't want us to lose, and that's, not having loyalty to Dragar, so.
But hey, here's your body.
Yeah. And
Gabe-
you can fly now.
Gave up everything to gain everything.
Yep.
We gave up one thing one time, not everything.
Fuck. Oh, that's awesome though. That's some goals I could check off though.
Mm-hmm.
That is definitely some goals to check off.
On to the
And
next problem, where we're gonna have to question what we're doing with our lives.
Do we get to
yup.
leave Port? Do we get to leave Port Terratune, or are we gonna be stuck here still?
Who says you
Oh,
haven't
we're still
already?
trying to go to we're still trying to go to Mansion of Arcanum. So
And there's still the problem with Michael.
Oh yeah, Michael still
Yep.
exists.
yeah,
Michael's a little less understanding than the Cardinal Board.
yeah.
I mean, we can't get off the fact that we kind of did that Banshee Hawk thing. I mean, well, Atlas.
Which is no longer in existence anymore. So
Yeah.
someone's still got to answer for it.
Yep.
And Lou's gone.
Yeah, Lou's gone. She definitely avoided that.
So meaning the next best bet will be good old Yurk to take the punishment of whatever Michael is about to deal to him.
Catch me if you can, Michael. Spread your wings. Shoot 'em off.
Oh,
Boom.
I'm
Gone.
Smited. Just
Smite.
smited. Fucking A.
Yeah, Michael's just a little bit strong.
Just a
Just a little
little.
bit.
Just a
He's only the
little.
head of the Divine Council. I mean,
Can't be that bad.
you know, the head archangel, right hand of Lathander, you know, firstborn son of Lathander, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Although, definitely next session we have to have a scene where Yurk just flies into the church and lands in the pool.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
He's like, I'm cured.
Yep. But you
Hey,
know,
guys.
you no longer have a soul bond with Banchiok. Or
Ah,
Eternus,
yes.
for that matter.
Yes, that is a lovely thing. It's just.
And guess who got a fraction stronger? My main homie.
And then we're just one step closer to complete Senrir's goals.
There's still time.
Means to an end.
We're not the only party.
I was about to say we still don't have any kind of knowledge of to defeat a god. So even if we were to try to fight Eternus, we would have no idea how to.
I needs a god to defeat a god.
Pretty much. So I think,
Make a deal with a
character-wise
god.
or player-wise, sorry, I think we should go ahead and do. help
Get
Senrir.
Senrir to godhood.
Yeah.
Make it an even fight.
Until the last moment, and then we take all the masks away.
yeah. Good luck.
Yeah,
with
that's
that,
gonna
buddy.
work.
Good luck, buddy.
You guys should totally fucking do that. That'd be
Gosh,
fantastic.
I only backstab people in Baldur's Gate. Why not do it in D&D? Let's see how
Exactly.
that goes. With a DM that could definitely have tricks up his sleeve.
I'm
Or
not a
these
tricky
ex-
DM. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, gosh.